What is up, guys? Welcome back to my movie channel. Today I am doing a review of the new film Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Now, I am a huge fan of the original Jurassic Park. I even like the sequel, The Lost World, Jurassic Park 2. And I do not like Jurassic Park 3. It's a terrible movie. I just think it's so cheesy, so dumb. I did like the first Jurassic World. In this film, I will say, I think I might have enjoyed this film more than Jurassic World. Now, there are things that I have problems with about this film, and there are things that I like. But let me just tell you a little bit about the movie. So, this movie takes place 3 years after the events of the original Jurassic World. Obviously, we saw what happened with Jurassic World. That we don't need to recount the events. However, now the dinosaurs are possibly going to be extinct. There's a volcano on the island of Isla Nublar, as you've seen in the trailers, and this volcano can erupt and could make the dinosaurs extinct. Now, Owen, played by Chris Pratt, and Claire, played by Bryce Dallas Howard, they go with a group of people that Claire knows, and as well as some military people, which we'll get to those guys in a second. And they go back to the island to try to save some of the species of dinosaurs. Now, this movie, I want to focus on how long they're actually at Isla Nublar. They're really at Isla Nublar for probably 30 minutes. It feels like 30 minutes. They might be there a little longer, but it really feels like they're only there for like 3 scenes in the entire movie. It doesn't take place there, which I'm happy that it doesn't, but at the same time, it made me feel kind of like they were rushing all the sequences that could have happened there. There are things that happen where it's like kind of jumping forward, and it feels miscombobulated and kind of jumbled out of place. And that's how I kind of felt for the first 2 acts of the movie. I felt like there were some things that were missing. There were some plot points that were just going really, really fast. And I kind of felt like it was hard to kind of engage and kind of feel like I'm actually, in the film. Now, this film tries to do a great thing. It tries to bring back the terror element of the original Jurassic Park. And I will say that there are some terrifying moments. There's some terrifying sequences, but it does leave you a little disappointed. I really wanted more out of those sequences. I wanted to feel that anxiety, feel that intensity, but it just fell flat. You knew when things were going to kind of frighten you. And I don't like movies where it's like, I'm not saying they're jump scares, because they're not, but I don't like movies where the intensity is at a point where it's just too predictable and it doesn't really frighten you as an audience member. I will say this: Chris Pratt gives an amazing performance. I thought he was fantastic. He's always funny. Chris Pratt has his Chris Pratt shtick, and you know what? It works for me. It's very charming, and it really keeps me interested and involved in the film. Bryce Dallas Howard, she does a great job as well. I think she's a fantastic actress who is very underrated. I think she deserves more work. There is one character in this movie that I hated, okay? And that was played by Justice Smith. He plays this character named Franklin. Okay, this kid is afraid of everything, and it's so annoying. Why? Why do you go to this island with these dinosaurs? Like, you know that they're real, right? And the kid screams about every fetching thing in the movie. And to me, I mean, he kind of redeems himself at the end, but he's so annoying, and I could not stand his character. I just wanted him off of the screen. And he was trying to be like, I think they put him in there for comic relief, which I didn't understand, because you have Chris Pratt, and I just felt like I did not laugh at all. When he was on the screen, when he tried saying a joke or when he screamed, I did not laugh. I thought it was just stupid, and it just felt out of place. Let me talk about the villains. Obviously, the villains in this film, spoiler alert, even though it's not a spoiler, they're people who are trying to militarize dinosaurs. And also these army veteran guys, these military people, they don't really say what branch of the military they're in. They just kind of work for this guy, and very cartoonish. They're kind of like those guys that you see in cartoons that are like, yes, I'm gonna plan to kill him. Like, it's so cartoony, and it didn't work for me. I felt like they could have done so much more. Um, I just don't like the whole militarizing dinosaurs things. I feel like it's kind of a cop out, and they did that a lot in Jurassic World, which I was okay with. I was like, all right, it's Jurassic World. I felt like Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I wish that they didn't go that route, but they did once again. And I feel like the next film, they're going to try to do the same exact thing. And it's one of those things where it's just, this is not what Jurassic Park is. Jurassic Park is really being afraid of dinosaurs and not making it to where you don't ever learn your lesson and you're trying to militarize them and trying to control them. The like the one thing I've hated about Jurassic World and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is they just repeat this cycle. And I was telling my buddy in the car when we got out of the theater, I was like, look, I don't understand like how stupid these people are. It's like every single movie they're trying to recreate more dinosaurs. Do you not know what happens? Like, do you not see the events of what occurs after it? It's just so dumb. It really is. It that's the one thing I've hated about all the sequels. You know, that's what I love about Jurassic Park. It was an idea, and it was supposed to be an attraction. And now these movies kind of just are like, oh, we're just gonna make dinosaurs because we're militarizing them and making them big and powerful and all this stuff. It's like, are you stupid? Like, why do your characters have to be dumb? Like, why don't you actually, like, that's why I like Chris Pratt's character, because he's not stupid. He knows, like, hey, look, this is a bad idea. We should stop making dinosaurs, and really, you know, we should just care for the ones that we have now, or really just, you know, just get rid of them. It's so dumb. It's just really dumb. That's one thing that bothers me. But this film, I really like the visuals. I think Jay Bayona, he does a fantastic job directing this film. The narrative, it's okay. It's not terrible. It's not the worst narrative I've seen. You know, I felt like what this movie was missing was just missing more emotions. Like, there was some scenes that are very emotional and it's kind of heartbreaking, but I felt like they could have done more where you actually get involved with the new characters. Like, all these new characters, I just don't care about them. I really don't. The characters I like are the ones from Jurassic World, minus the exception of Dr. Wu, because I think he's a moron. I love Chris Pratt's character. I love Bryce Dallas Howard. I love that Jeff Goldblum was in the movie for like 5 minutes. That's cool. He was probably on set for like 20 minutes, and that was it. Filmed a scene and left. And so there are things that I don't like about this movie, but I overall enjoy this movie more than Jurassic World. I think this is a good sequel. And I will say this, I do believe that this movie is more of a setup for the next film, and I'm really excited to see what they do with the next film, because I felt the way that this movie ended was great. I know a lot of people are not happy with the way that the movie ended, but I felt like it was a fantastic ending, and honestly, it leaves you on that cliffhanger of what's going to happen next, and I'm super excited to see what happens. But I really do hope that they get rid of this whole militarizing weapons dinosaurs thing. It's so stupid. It's so tacky and dumb. I understood your point from Jurassic World. You don't need to keep making it a priority. It's just get off that subject. And I think if they do it right, they will. And I could see the ways that they can do it without having to add the militarizing of dinosaurs. But yeah, cartoony villains who are like, honestly, like villains you could see on a cartoon. The militarizing dinosaurs, just stupid. The repeated process of just dumb characters in general. The villains, how stupid they are in every movie. But honestly, I have to say Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom was a lot of fun. The things I liked about it really outweigh the negatives about it, and that would be the performances. Chris Pratt was fantastic in the film. Also, the visuals were great, and just the action. I felt this one had a lot more action than Jurassic World. You felt the stakes were higher in this film, which I really liked. And honestly, this film was, to me, it was the closest sequel to what Jurassic Park did. And I appreciate that it did that, that it tried reaching out and making this sequel different from the others. Because it seemed like, Jurassic Park 3 is garbage. I don't even remember that film. I try not to remember. I hate that movie. But it just seemed like Jurassic Park 2, which I like Jurassic Park 2, but it just felt like there were things that were cop outs of the original film, and it didn't really have any intensity. There was no frightening scenes in that film. There was just really, it was just a bland film, and I like it, but it was just a little bland for a sequel. Jurassic World to me felt a little flat, where there wasn't a lot of intensity. You never felt the stakes, and to be honest, it was just not as entertaining, because I felt like they were trying to do more of a callback to Jurassic Park rather than bringing in kind of a new flavor. Because Jurassic World, really what it is it's just a lot like Jurassic Park, and that's the one thing I didn't like about it. But Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, they do something different. Yeah, there's things that fall flat, but like I said, for me, I love that the stakes were higher in this film. And I also really like that they put the dinosaurs in this mansion. And this isn't a spoiler; you can see in the trailer. That's one thing that I have a gripe about. The trailer is basically 95% of the movie, which I didn't really like. But yeah, they put these dinosaurs in this mansion, and that was cool. I felt that was more frightening, due to the fact that you're secluded in this house and you have all these things that can kill you in this house. I felt that was really, really cool. And you know what? There were moments in this movie that made me feel like I did when I was in A Quiet Place, and I appreciate that. It's not the most intense film, but there are moments where it is intense, and it does frighten you. And I wasn't really frightened because it's predictable, but in the beginning, there's a couple scenes that are actually frightening, that aren't as predictable. If that makes sense. I'm trying to make as much sense as I can. I can't ruin the movie because I want to talk about so many things, and that's why I'm having a hard time talking, because there are a lot of things that I want to say that could be considered spoiler territory. So I'm just going to leave it at that, guys. This is my review for Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. What did you guys think? Let me know below in the comments. Make sure you hit that like button, you subscribe. I will be posting a spoiler review later on this weekend, probably Monday. I'll be putting up a spoiler review, which I'm super excited to be able to talk about all the spoilers of this film. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.